welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kate. I am a 3rd grade teacher in San Diego, California. And today we are going to be participating in a very eye-opening video called How Much Money I Spend in a Week. Yeah, I'm pretty nervous about this video, but my friend LaTanya reached out to me and said that she was putting on this collab and asked if I wanted to be a part of it. And I said, of course. Not so much for the fact of just, I really don't pay attention to how much money I spend. And so that is definitely something, there's like a fruit fly. That is definitely something that I want to be better about in going into 2020. So I'm all in for this. And yeah, so basically I am a single household. I am unmarried without children. So I tend to be a bit of a spendthrift. If I see something I want, I usually just get it and I don't really think about the money. And as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that that is not the best choice for everything. I think, you know, for me, a lot of times I have this cycle of spending, right? So I'll be like, oh, I need all the outdoor things, new shoes, I need a bike, I need kayak, you know, whatever it is. And then once I feel like I've satiated that craving, then I'm like, wait, I need clothes for school. And then once I've satiated that, I'll say, oh, but I need some new products. And I have a really large circle of things that I need. So I'm excited to do this video, and it is going to be me sitting down and talking as well as sort of vlogging. I am gonna be wearing this shirt in the outro as well. That's because I am filming the intro and outro at the same time. All right, January 5th. So I'm just gonna, before we talk about what I spent on January 5th, I just wanna give you kind of a little bit of like my backstory. So back on my birthday in November, early November, I decided that I was going to change 43 bad habits and or incorporate good habits. So I'm working my way down the list of things and I'm really changing my life. I want to get my life back to how it was when I used to run marathons and half marathons and all of that. The other thing that I have committed to doing this year is with exercise, I'm not talking about just like your daily steps, but I mean actual exercise. I'm planning to complete 2,020 kilometers in 2020. Now, if you would like to follow that journey, I post a lot of it on my Insta stories, so you can follow me over there if you like. Now, you know, with anything, when I feel very stressed out or I'm too tired, I often will go to Jack in the Box, which is half a mile from my house. So that is our first purchase on January 5th, and it was for $9.46. So then I decided that I needed to go to the grocery store. So rather than driving my car, I will walk to the grocery store. So that would be an example of how I'm getting mileage or kilometers towards my 2020 KM challenge. And so I stopped off at Pigment first. I love that store. I didn't buy anything. So I rounded the corner and went over to Simply Local. And it's this great little store here in North Park. It's on University. And they have great stuff. But one thing that they sell in there is this amazing honey. It's from the San Diego Honey Company or something like that. And it's pretty much the only honey I buy. It is raw, so that is something that is important to me. So I got a little bit more honey, and that was $13.99. Then I walked over to Barron's, and I had wanted to make this like chicken chowder. So I got all of the ingredients that I would need for that. Now, Barron's happens to be kind of an expensive grocery store. It's like, if you don't have a Barron's, it's kind of this step between Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. It's like right in the middle. They don't have as many things as a regular grocery store, but I did spend $53.46. So that was the only 3 things that I bought, and it came out to $76.91. Okay. So on Monday, because I was off all this week, I walked to the UPS store because it's so close to my house. And the thing is with UPS is it is far more expensive than the post office. But the post office is, I would have to drive to get there. So I kind of look at it like, okay, well, I can walk there and get my exercise, or I can drive and add to global warming, like, you know, so sometimes I'll just pay a little bit higher because I think that it's better for the environment. I get to UPS and I have to send back my Yode watch. It needed a repair. So I got one of the bubble mailers and it cost, including the bubble mailer, $3.23 because postage was already paid for by the company. So the bubble mailer, that's what it cost. So then I didn't come, normally I go to UPS with a box and I didn't have a box. And I thought, come on, how expensive can the box be? So the guy, he was super nice. So if this comes off snarky, I apologize. It's just more that I was frustrated. So the guy says, oh, this is going to Tennessee. And I was like, yeah. So he's like, well, it's gonna cost you $55. I about lost my mind. I was like, $55? I can't afford that. He's like, well, that's how much you need a box. And I was like, that cannot be. That seems really, really high. And there was one other time I went to UPS and I think like the price was like crazy high too. So I'm starting to lose like good faith in UPS. But I looked at him and I was like, oh no, I'll try my luck at the post office and fingers crossed it's not as expensive. So on the 6th of January, all I spent was $3.23. So really not that much. And I know like one thing that I do, and maybe you can relate to this too, when I have a day where I spend like a ton of money, like the next few days, I kind of will really not spend very much unless it's like bills or gas or if I need more food or something like that. But pretty much like if I have a big spending day, the next few days are pretty like, I don't spend a lot. Now, on the 7th, I had a facial appointment and I actually go to this place in North Park. It's called Shop Good. They also have one in Del Mar. If you ever go, like let them know I sent you, but I absolutely love this. Now I'm in the facial of a month club, so I actually prepay for the service. So when I go, all I have to do is leave a tip. However, they have all these like add-ons that you can do. So I always put an add-on. So the add-on that I got was $35, but I get 10% off for being a member. So it was $31.50, and then I leave a tip off the original price. Now, the girl, the holistic esthetician that like did my facial, I cannot even begin to describe how amazing it was. I wanted to try all of the girls there, but quite frankly, she's it for me. And it's so funny, she follows me on social media now, which is great. So does the place that I get my facials out, which is awesome. So, yeah, I got my facial with the tip and everything. It came out to $51.50, minus, well, not including what I had already prepaid, but that wasn't paid in this week. Okay. Then I went to the post office. Now if you saw my Insta stories, you already know this. So I went to the post office and I needed a box, and this small white box did not fit, right? So I got this brown box and I noticed it had like, it said like packing seal on the side, but I really honestly should have investigated more. So thinking it was similar to UPS, like I walk up and I hand my stuff and the guy's like, you're gonna need to get packing tape. You're gonna need to do this. And I was like, oh, okay. So he listed all the things that I needed to do. So I'm like packaging it up, and then, you know, he's like, make sure you get your packing tape. So I get my packing tape, I'm taping it up. And I ended up having to wait in line a second time. And I went, and the woman goes, why did you get packing tape? I'm like, he said I needed packing tape. She goes, no, there's packing tape already on the box. I was like, really? So I was super frustrated because that guy knew darn well that there was already tape on the box. And he told me, and so anyway, whatever. So that was like $5 like wasted, right? Which kind of upset me, but it is what it is. So as I put my box on the thing, I'm looking at the screen to see how much, and all of a sudden it says $129. And I was like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't right now, right? And then she looks at me and she goes, do you want a cheaper option? I was like, yeah. I said, I want the cheapest option possible. So it went down all the way to $20. So it was $20 plus what I had to spend on the box plus the packing tape. So all in all, or maybe it was $25 plus the box plus the packing tape. I'm not sure. The total came out to $38.09. I thought it was $31, but my credit card says $38. So anyway, the total for that day was $98.74. Yikes. Now, on January 8th, it was a Wednesday, I was pretty much just cleaning my house, and my friend Amy, she called me and said, hey, you know, would you want to meet up? I have an hour before I have to pick up my son. I love her son, by the way. So we ended up getting a coffee at Kettle and Stone. I am not a coffee drinker. Amy is not a coffee drinker, but if you put enough like other stuff in it to kind of dilute the coffee, so I'll drink like a mocha, and she likes a latte. I think lattes are too coffee, but whatever. So total for Wednesday was just $5.95. That was it. Okay, moving on to the 9th. Now the 9th, I went a little crazy. I just kind of was buying everything. This was on Thursday, and again, I walked into town. The farmer's market was happening at that time, but it was also like the rain was coming, so I skipped the farmer's market, but I did stop off at Influx. I got a mocha, and I got this bagel sandwich as hummus, and then I have them not put tomato on it, but hummus with lots of cucumber and an onion, and it's really good, you guys. I have to make that for breakfast. Then I walked over to Pigment, and I actually did buy some things. One of them I can't show you. It's a sticker. It has RBG on it. And then it says, I blank descent. You can fill in the blank. I blank descent. Okay. And I got these two really cool plants. They're called the Jericho Rose plants. They're really cool. I'm actually gonna do a video on it on my gardening channel if you ever are curious. And then I got this great little tiny like vase. Did I buy anything else? I can't remember, but my total came to $36.47. Then I walked over to Target, where I got a really cute new shirt, and I think that was it. I just got the shirt, and that ended up coming out to $32.31. And then I walked over to Barron's, and I just needed to get some more yogurt and some more vegetables. But you guys, there was a kid with his family, well, two kids in front of me, and he was like sick or something. I mean, there was snot just coming down his face everywhere, and he kept touching like my yogurt cups, and I was like, dude, don't touch that. Anyway, so I disinfected it when I got home and everything, but I was kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like the parents really should have said, like, don't touch her stuff. Am I wrong? I mean, I know I'm right here, like, especially if your kid is sick, right? Anyway, okay, then I recently just noticed, I thought I had canceled this subscription that I had like a long time ago, and apparently, like, you have to go into your Apple settings, and then you have to like get to your subscriptions and then cancel it that way. So I got an $8.99 charge, which was super bummer. And then my Netflix also came in during this week, posted on the 9th for $12.99. Netflix, whatever happened to when you guys were like $7? You guys remember that $7? That's how long I've been with Netflix. Okay, so the total for that day was $118.73. And then on Friday, I actually didn't spend any money. I went over to my friend Juan's house and he had made dinner, and yeah, I just was busy doing things around the house, so I didn't really go out and about. So I didn't spend money, and I didn't spend money online. So you guys, $303.56 in a week is actually, I think, really good for me. I tend to be, as I said, pretty spend thrifty. I have this cycle of spending, and I'll focus on like one thing I need, like workout clothes and workout things, and I'll satiate that need, and I'll be like, oh, but now I need products, and then I'll satiate that need. Ooh, now I need clothes, you know, and I kind of have this like cycle of things that I'm always like, oh wait, but now I need. And the reality is, like, all I've really needed recently is just like a pair of shoes for like exercise. So I think, you know, also, had it been a week when my rent was due or more of the utilities had come in or things like this number would have been a lot higher. Now, one thing that I do, because I do know that I like to spend money, sometimes I just like to shop, right? Like, I don't need it, I just kind of want it. If I see something, I just don't really think about like the repercussions of like, oh, how much is that? I'm just like, I need that, right? And I'm trying to be a lot better about that, because one of my goals for the year is to really limit my amount of waste and to get down to zero waste, or as close to zero waste as I possibly can. And I don't think I will ever be completely zero waste, because as a teacher, that's just, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. If you would like to see more about, you know, my zero waste journey, I will be posting more videos here about that. So, you know, be on the lookout for those. Because I am fully aware that some of you are here not for teaching, but for more like budget stuff. So the other thing that I wanted to say is, because of my spending habits, I often will scrimp in other ways. So like, for example, I have a broom that I had for like 8 years that was totally the worst broom ever invented. The bristles had all frayed, like it really, you know, but I could make it work. And I just thought, well, why throw it away? So many things are designed for the dump nowadays. Why throw it away when I can make it work, right? So when I finally bought a new broom, my mom was like, hallelujah, right? The other thing is, like, I got rid of cable before I went to Africa. I went to Africa a few years ago, and then I had gotten rid of cable the January before that. So I haven't had cable in like 3 years, and cable is expensive. I hear people spending upwards of $150 on cable, and that's every month, right? Some people don't. Some people spend maybe like $100 on cable, but I know some people are spending like $150, $200. So every single month, that is a fee that I don't have. The other thing that I'll do is I very rarely will run the heater in my house. In fact, right now, my house is 60 degrees. It was 58 earlier. It's cold in here, you guys. And so I will often do what my mom taught me. Rather than turning on the heater, I'll drink something warm to heat me up, or I'll put on an extra layer or something like this. Part of the reason I don't like to run the heater is, one, it's expensive, and two, I did have a house fire, and I have I don't want to say severe, I have PTSD from it, so I'm very leery to ever turn that on. So I do really try to scrimp and save in that sense. So I think that that definitely helps to balance my spend thrifty ways. Latanya, Fernanda, Marie, who spent the least amount of money? Was it me or was it you? I honestly think it's me, because I had a couple days where I didn't spend any money. So we'll see. All right, guys, so if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and make sure you go watch the other girls' videos. I'm excited to see how everyone did. I will see you guys soon. Bye.